Well, they lost everything to devastating storms nearly 4 years ago. And now, thousands of Gulf Coast residents have the chance to buy the government-provided homes that they have lived in since the disasters caused by Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. The cost? What you would pay for an item on a dollar menu. The feds hope this final offer will avert the mass eviction of thousands of people. Chris Gutierrez is live in New Orleans with more on this. Chris, good morning. So people were concerned that FEMA would start evicting them, and then came this offer, and tell us exactly what it is.
You bet. Well, they were concerned. Remember that the FEMA trailer program officially ended 10 days ago, and essentially what that means is that folks who were living in these trailers, whether they be 225 square feet like this one or even a little larger, they'd be forced into the streets. In fact, right around the corner here, there's an 83-year-old woman named Madge Goff who's allowed us to kind of camp out in front of her house this morning. She's been living in this trailer since August of 2005 when Katrina struck, and she, like about 3,400 Gulf Coast families, was worried that she would be kicked out on the streets because her house over here to the right still isn't complete. For whatever reason, a lot of folks are in the same predicament. Their homes just aren't complete yet, even though we're, nearly 4 years after the storm. Well, yesterday, we spoke to one attorney who told us, look, this is a huge blessing that folks can buy these trailers, just like this one, for anywhere from $1 to $5. Here's what she had to say. Take a listen.
It was a tremendous relief to us that we would not face another large group of people hitting the streets as homeless. That was our fear for people who still are in trailers.
And again, that really was the concern, that folks like 83-year-old Madge Goff over here would be forced out. But now she knows for sure that FEMA says, look, we realize this is a transition period. It's difficult for a lot of people trying to still go back on their feet for whatever reason, so they're going to be allowed to purchase these trailers, Megan.
Chris, no one wants to see anything bad happen to Madge, but the question is, why 4 years later are she and others still in these trailers? I mean, they were supposed to be temporary housing paid for by the taxpayers until these people could find new housing. I mean, why haven't they done that? And, some of the taxpayers may be scratching their heads at wondering why we continued to fund that and why now we're offering these federally paid for trailers for $1.
Well, folks like Madge will tell you, look, it's still temporary housing. I don't want to live here for the rest of my life, is what she told me yesterday. In fact, you can see that her house right around the corner here, it's just simply not complete. Madge's situation is unique. She can't seem to find a reliable contractor who will come in even 4 years later and complete the work. In fact, she tells me today she's waiting on a contractor to completely finish her utilities. She's been waiting on that contractor for about 3 months. Megan, and so that kind of puts things in perspective. Let me ask Madge real quick. A lot of people across the country, Madge, wonder, you're in a situation that's unique because you have the money to complete the work, but you're still not in your home yet.
Right.
Why?
Well, they just don't show up. They say they'll come and work for you, and they just don't show up.
The contractors. And other people, Megan, we've learned that, again, roughly 3,400 people or so are in those trailers across the Gulf Coast. Most of them are elderly or disabled folks who needed the government's help to begin with, and they're still in those trailers. And even purchasing a trailer for $1 will be difficult for some of these folks. Madge doesn't fall into that category. Some people, it will still be difficult, and then they have to pay for their own utilities and their own water, something a lot of these people struggle with to begin with, Megan.
Well, Chris Gutierrez, tell Madge she looks beautiful and she keeps a beautiful sidewalk and lawn. We appreciate her sharing her story with us.
Will do.